Welcome back everyone to one more match here of the Mania 7 Key World Cup 2024 semi-finals. I am still Potassium F here, also again with Surfchew85. We're here to cast another third losers bracket match in a row where we will be seeing one of these teams be eliminated.
We have Thailand and Poland facing each other in a match that I'd say might be closer than what their seedings imply, at least. Poland does have pretty decent players. Thailand, on the other hand, obviously has some superstars in their roster, but at least considering their form of the previous matches, they might need to perform. They need to perform very well to at least extend their campaign by one more match.
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of their performances last week, if you go back and look at some of these scores from both of these teams last week, they are fairly similar, actually. There's a lot of performances where, like in both the Rice and the LN maps, where these teams look fairly evenly matched. But of course, this pool is going to be one step harder than the quarterfinals pool. And I think, if anyone, that probably does favor Thailand just because of specifically Lost Cool. I think this is a pool where Lost Cool is going to start to be able to really pop off and carry their team score.
Indeed, and especially with a lot of the higher level players in this tournament, they're going to be favoring more of the harder pools. As you mentioned, you're going to see a lot of the players getting the most out of the harder charts, really. And that's going to be the dynamic that we'll be seeing from this point on.
Yeah, and we've already seen the protect and ban coming out here. So Thailand looking to protect LN2, one that we haven't seen just yet so far. And Poland going to be banning LN1. So it looks like Thailand, the team that's going to be gunning after those LN picks, while Poland might be looking to pick into Rice, potentially. I think in general, maybe what the kind of pick strategy might be for these teams is Poland might just want to pick kind of the more straightforward, the easier maps for them to score on personally, because I think there's not too many gigantic strengths and weaknesses when it comes to Rice and LN. It's really just, is this a map that Lost Cool can carry? And I think there's definitely a few of those in here.
Yeah, we're looking at actually maybe even Retinue. It's actually possible Thailand as well could get something out of that, despite them despite the chart being banned by them. But anyways, Poland, India, as you mentioned, they're going for the more straightforward ones, and we're seeing Tinnitus, definitely the more popular of the two core scene picks we have. And we've seen some pretty good scores already on this chart over the past two matches. But this time around, though, especially in the latter third of this chart, where we saw a lot of people dropping their combos or their accuracies. Would it be the case for this one? I would think so.
Yeah, we are definitely seeing a whole lot more combo breaks than we have in previous weeks. Players definitely starting to get uncomfortable with this level BPM. I mean, 208 is definitely outside of the comfort range that a lot of people will be able to comfortably FC. 3 minutes also, no joke. We've seen a fair few of collapses towards the end of the map, so I think any kind of lead is definitely losable when we get into the second half.
And we're off. Now Poland with the initial accuracy lead. I presume this will be lost in a few moments, especially with Natsuyo getting better accuracy than Bagietka.
It does look like Thailand should have the ac lead, maybe just not fully updating, but I mean by like 100 points maybe. And now we're getting into the real chord stream patterns here. Big drop there from Bagietka early on here, dropping down to 99.5.
And it's a pretty messy drop for them at least, and that should give Thailand some breathing room in this chart. but Poland is well within striking distance. They just need to be careful and try to limit the drops, really. And this does not bode well for Baguette, I would think, especially with the latter half of this chart being a bit more on the denser side.
Yeah, we're seeing accuracy drops as well from both the Dark Dragon and Baguette, but Natsurio with multiple misses there, that's going to tie things up a little bit, but still, Natsurio holding higher accuracy, or not anymore actually, tying the Dark Dragon's accuracy. So now the difference all between Lost Cool and Baguette, with Dark Dragon finding another miss, and Lost Cool is just powering through this.
Yeah, no surprises here coming from Lost School. They're capable of playing practically every single chart of this pool, I would think. I mean, we've seen Lost School really being that anchor for Thailand over the years.
Definitely in contention, over the past few years as well, to be one of the best players in the whole tournament, especially when it comes to the middle of the tournament. These kind of mid-game picks, Lost School has been performing exceptionally well on. And we can see that coming here, 99.85, the only full combo left in the lobby. And that's causing pretty much this entire score gap. We can see the Dark Dragon and Natsurio both kind of matching each other's score overall.
And like, Thailand is just going to be keeping on increasing the lead as we see a few more inconsistencies here from Poland. Like, what Thailand needs to do though is just to cruise to the end, try not to take too many risks, because while they're comfortable in the lead, we're already seeing some accuracy drops from Natsurio, actually hitting just a tad bit earlier than they should be.
That's probably the best performance. That's probably the best ending performance we've seen from any match so far. Almost no drops. There was only just one in that second half there from Baguette. But everyone else holding on 2,000 combo plus. And that's going to be Lost Cool with the full combo. 995k. Yeah, that has to be a Scorby 1SS.
Yeah, that's a really good score there from Lost School.
Yeah, and we can actually see even Baguette pretty much matching Natsurio's score at the end there, despite the misses. The Dark Dragon with the second best score, but it's really, as we can see, it's the Lost Cool difference. That is all of the point lead right there.
All right, now it's time for Thailand to make their first move in this match, and I presume we've been mentioning their Ellen ability. I kind of want to see them immediately picking vulnerability as well. I mean, it is a protect, but it's also a chart that I really find interesting. I find it interesting how Thailand will be getting, how high Thailand's team score will be on that chart. But they're going for Ellen 3 for the meantime. Arguably their safest pick for this entire matchup.
Yeah, we did see Poland get a really good team score actually on the density last week, but it's all depends on how comfortable they are scaling that up to a map like this, more of like kind of a vocal dump almost at some points. And we have seen that one guitar solo section can absolutely destroy your score if you aren't careful.
And let's just say that there's a player in on the side of the Thailand side that is pretty much capable of shredding that guitar solo.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a running theme this match, and potentially, for the rest of the tournament if Thailand stay in, of Lost Cool being MVP in pretty much every map. I think that is almost expected. It's up to Poland to try and match as close as possible and also beat out Natsurio.
Just a calm section really before we get into the madness of this chart. And here we go. Poland, the initial accuracy lead here, surprisingly, especially with Natsurio just starting to climb back up to the 99.5 accuracy mark, and that should give Thailand a very slight breathing room for now.
Yeah, now we see accuracy is pretty consistently high across the board. Actually, Loskul dropping a lot of accuracy down there. That's going to give Poland a little bit of an lead now, actually. But Bagietka finding that first miss. It is before the really dense section, though, so we'll have to wait and see. Only 1,000 points the lead. Oh, Dark Dragon as well.
Like, Poland was actually doing very well, keeping up with the accuracy before the misses came in. Bagietka finding a pretty massive drop there, and that is not a good sign for Poland.
Yeah, no drops coming in from any other players so far in this dense section here. Everyone finding it a little bit more comfortable as well, but Natsurio, that is the first break from Thailand, but traded immediately from Bagietka. Accuracy is fairly similar between both teams, actually. Not a massive ACK lead for Thailand, but Bagietka keeps finding these smaller breaks.
Yeah, and those breaks do add up in the end. And it doesn't really help that Loskul, while finding a drop, I mean, it's a fairly clean one. They're still around the 99.6 level. They have been over the entire chart.
And now everyone missing there except for Loskul on that section right there. The score lead is not growing too much, though. Natsurio did drop accuracy down to below 99%. So Bagietka keeping up with Natsurio at the very least. Dark Dragon, though, not quite matching up to Loskul's accuracy. 99.6 right there for him.
Yeah, I mean, we're looking at two veteran players. One arguably more veteran than the other. I mean, we're already looking at that performance. Somebody mentioned somewhere that Loskul is actually playing in 7K World Cups since 2014 and not missing a single one, if my source is correct. And we're
both of the Polish players finding misses here in the last section, while both Thailand players above 2,000 combo now.
And, well, that's classic Thailand right there.
Performing better as the map goes on, and this lead has just suddenly ballooned up to 44,000 points as we're about to see yet another Loskul score. 99.66. I think that was it only the one miss in the middle?
Yeah, before the guitar solo kicked in. And it was just a miss and a single LN drop as well. That is a ridiculous score there from Loskul.
That's easily the highest score we've seen on this map. I think we've seen this map being played in all our matches so far as well.
Yeah, I think like the only possible teams that could maybe top this is the match coming right after this one, and
Malaysia.
a certain match tomorrow as well.
Yeah, we've got a few winners bracket players who are also very, very cracked, but we'll wait and see. 987k is extremely hard to get on a map like this.
It is. Like,
hard enough to combo through that map, let alone get that kind of accuracy.
It might be even possible that might be the highest score on this chart the entire weekend. It's very possible.
Yeah, we'll have to see, but right now it's Poland who really need to find an inroad somehow into this match. They have a bunch of picks left over. If they want to go back into Rice, they definitely can go for some of these. Of course, Quad Jack being something that's always a little bit of a wild card sometimes if they feel like going towards there. But they're actually going to stick with the chord stream. This is the first time we're seeing Rice 2 being played.
Yep, and this is the third match of the weekend as well. Very surprising to see both chord streams finally being picked, being used in the same match, so to speak.
Yeah, this one being a little bit denser, a little bit lower BPM, which might be a little bit more comfortable for Poland if they were struggling a little bit on Tinnitus before. But the one thing that they really have to do... Yeah.
And yeah.
We are going to have to see if one of the Polish players can manage to hold on to the combo, can manage to hold on to the accuracy to try and keep close at least to Lost Cool's score, because that's really what you have to do if you want to be able to beat Thailand. You have to limit this score lead that Lost Cool can just create out of just by himself.
And here we go. The Dark Dragon actually finding a pretty messy start at the same for Baguetka, actually dropping below 99.5% in accuracy. Not really a start that they wanted for this chart, especially that it's like for Chords teams, really like a score gap this big usually is super close. Actually, not even. It's like relatively further than what we usually see for other matches, really. And there you go, first drop from Baguette, and you see that indicator immediately balloon.
Yeah, it is such a messy drop as well. These brackets are absolutely brutal. If you mess up a bracket, your score is going to be tanking. Your AC is going to be completely ruined sometimes. And that is what happens here. 98.3 here for Baguetka, and that's ballooning this lead up about 30,000. It feels like it's going to hit pretty soon, as both Lost Cool and Natsuria on the full combos, as well as the Dark Dragon.
Everyone negotiating that mini core jack section. And these thrills in the break section are so trippy. We're still seeing 3 full combos here in this lobby as we enter the final third with chart, where the pattern gets a bit more abrasive.
Yeah, Baguetka definitely increasing the accuracy back up almost to 99%, which is helping out quite a lot. This lead is not growing whatsoever, but Poland do need to hope for mistakes from Thailand's side, and well, there is one, but it's traded by Baguetka. Ultimately just fine for Thailand. This lead actually grows up to above 30,000 points now. Still 2 full combos, but Lost Cool with the overwhelming accuracy advantage in this one.
Yeah, Baguetka's drop is like basically drop 3 entire tenths of their accuracy from that drop. Well, Natsurio had pretty much had a very clean miss, making the trade not really matter in the end, as Thailand will be picking up their 3rd straight point of the match.
Yeah, Natsurio keeping up with the Dark Dragon as well, managing to keep those scores close, is just letting Lost Cool kind of make the rest of the lead. And this is going to be 3-0, the second break point in a row here for Thailand. They get their next pick. I wonder if they're just going to go to their Protect now. I think this might be a good time to go there.
Yeah, and there you go. Well, Poland has definitely shown some vulnerability here, and Thailand is going to be exploiting that. Man, finally something stuck.
You just got all of these queued up in the back of your mind.
Yeah, I gotta get that out of the way before Bulma Gamer does it before me.
Oh yeah, of course. But this is going to be one of the last picks that we haven't seen yet. I think that's all the Rise picks we've seen on stream now. This is the last of the LM picks that we haven't seen yet. Just the hybrids left. But yeah, vulnerability, more of a coordination-focused pick. And we know coordination, typically, we can see some players, if you're not super comfortable with, you can completely get lost. And when you get lost, your score is going all
also
down.
Yeah. Anyway, so we're seeing Kenzie substituting in for Natsurio, and I think this is Thailand's possibly their strongest LN duo in general.
Yeah, and of course Poland staying with the same 2 in their roster like they have been for the past few matches. And we'll see how they fare on this one. Oh no, that's not a good sign at the very start. Both Polish players finding an early drop and another one as well.
I mean, here's the thing, like Poland is actually a fairly decent LN coordination team as well. But with the pools scaling in difficulty, we're already seeing some cracks in the form of more of these I'd say middle of the pack teams in a way.
Yeah, this definitely does seem to be the kind of level, this level of density. I mean, we can see the level of density here. Really, really tricky to be able to hit, and Poland just barely not within their comfort range.
Yeah, Thailand is just pulling ahead and just a bit more. I mean, both players carrying full combos, one with ridiculous accuracy, if I say mind if I say.
Yeah, let's not talk about what's happening in that corner of the screen. There's Lost Cool's cooking something up there. Kenzie also with the full combo, but struggling in accuracy a little bit, but the accuracy is not going to matter that much when we have this kind of score difference. And both of the Polish players, actually, oh, okay, never mind. The Dark Dragon was holding on to a fairly high combo just then, but actually Lost Cool breaking their combo.
The full LN section, the invert section, giving Lost Cool just a bit of a trouble.
And there's the last FC, Kenzie also missing. But, of course, not going to matter whatsoever. This is a dominant performance here from Thailand. 99.72. I don't think anyone else in this lobby was anywhere near that kind of score.
And it was an LN drop as well from Lost Cool. All right.
Oh, my God.
All right.
And he was ratioing this map. He was ratioing that map. 1-7, really?
I'm pretty sure this isn't an LN coordination score we're seeing here right now. Like, okay, without the context of the World Cup, you just show that score screen to someone who plays Mania 7K or something like that. They wouldn't think that that is LN coordination.
Absolutely not. No, not even a chance. Like, you can see the other players in the lobby, you know, both of the Polish players struggling to hold on to combo. They were struggling to even move their fingers in the right way to keep combo, but Lost Cool was out here worrying about, okay, I need to get some rainbow 300s here, you know? Like, damn, I hit a regular 300, my axe gonna go down a little bit.
Yeah, that's something you get for having extraterrestrials in this tournament.
And it looks like we're getting a switch up in the picking strategy from Poland. We're moving away from the chord stream, moving away from the rice, and Poland instead are going to opt for the LN pick themselves.
Pretty surprising here coming from Poland. LNs definitely haven't been favored Poland though.
But based on the chat messages, I am looking at the chat messages, and I am kind of assuming here Poland have maybe picked this one because they like the song.
Oh yeah, the best reason to pick a chart, obviously.
Which is fair enough.
Yeah. I mean, they could actually fish for some misses there, as we see there from Kenzie early on. I mean, it's still super early on, to be fair. But yeah, Poland needs to limit any of these drops of the Dark Dragon and Kenzie finding a trade here. But as it stands, well, never mind. I was about to say Poland holding on very well. But here we go, Thailand immediately grabbing the lead and stretching it.
Yeah, and actually, the Dark Dragon and Vegeta both beating out Kenzie in terms of the accuracy. And also the misses from Kenzie earlier not helping him. But it is, once again, as always, 99.74 on one side of this screen. And misses still coming in from the Polish side. It's going to start swinging the score lead. 10,000 points exceeded in favor of Thailand. Kenzie does find a miss there. Fairly messy one is that as well. And, oh, there's a Lost Cool miss.
And no more full combos left in this multiplayer room. But I don't think that really matters as it stands, because consecutive misses from both Polish players. Is this going to make Thailand's lead bigger and bigger?
Yeah, that was a rough section there for Poland. They really did lose quite a lot of accuracy there. And 30,000 points now. Kenzie beating out both of the... Okay, there's the drop. But Kenzie beating out both of the Polish players' accuracies. Despite the misses.
Yeah, Yeah, the mini jacks kind of giving everyone problems here, I think. Meanwhile, Law School is still getting a mid 99%, 99.5. And look at the accuracies of the other players, like a full percent. Like a full percent and some ahead Law School is. I just sounded like Yoda right there.
But yeah, the misses still coming through. Struggling as we're getting towards this middle part of the map here. And it does feel, you can kind of feel the fatigue coming through from some of the players, especially with the non-stop shields, the jacks, the mini jacks everywhere, can really start wearing on your fingers.
Yeah, I mean, like these batters are not exactly the friendliest to play anymore. Like you're basically playing like a very technical chart, so to speak. You're being asked to hit patterns that are not exactly, not comfortable at all, I think.
But there is definitely one person who looks like they are super comfortable here. Kenzie also putting up a massive combo now in this second half. And Thailand looking to run away with this one as well.
Yeah, just hitting match point in style. Like only a pretty early miss here coming from Law School, and then just shredding the entire chart after that point. Man, don't say it's an Ellen drop. It's only an Ellen drop. All right.
It is. He just doesn't miss. Only the 50s.
Oh boy.
And that is going to be match point achieved early here. Bagetka actually beating out Kenzie's accuracy, matching his score pretty much there. But, yep, 982k. And now Thailand's going to have to pick probably a hybrid, because their last LN pick was taken away from them.
Okay, so there's still a hybrid 1 and hybrid 2, and Thailand is opting for hybrid 2. I'm actually pretty excited for this chart to be picked in the tournament just because of the nature of the chart itself.
Yeah, this is the one that does get faster and faster as we go through. We can see BPM 400 there on the display.
Yeah, this is not the big black. Just to note, BPM 400. All right. I guess like a comparable thing to, like something comparable here. I think maybe Delta Max or something like that.
Yeah, Delta Max is the all-time classic.
Yeah, the way the chart just speeds up. The patterns do get simpler in a way to compensate for the BPM difference. But again, simple patterns, even super fast, simple patterns at that BPM do get uncomfortable.
Yeah, make it as simple as you want. 400 BPM, I'm not hitting that. And we'll see if the players can handle this one as well.
And here we go. This chart, by the way, is by E.T. Jinjin. And I think this chart is pretty much made for ETs. I mean, patterns are actually pretty simple. Again, we're actually seeing that, but now we're feeling the change in pace here. Poland is starting to pull ahead, actually, surprisingly, especially with Kenzie finding a drop just a few moments earlier.
Yeah, and actually Bagetka is keeping up with Law School's accuracy. They're basically tied there. The Dark Dragon holding on to a 99.4 as well. This is definitely a Polish lead right now, but we can feel it. It's getting faster and faster. These full combos are not going to last very long.
Unless, I mean, there's one of them down. Only Bagetka and Law School left, and Law School actually has a better accuracy, relatively speaking. Kenzie's accuracy, though, is way below. Like 0.5% off the record, but a full miss from Poland there, and that gives Thailand the lead. But Kenzie finding a drop there. This lead is not safe at all.
Oh, but the double miss again. Both Polish players missing in sync with each other. and that's giving Thailand the lead. The accuracy lead was in favor of Poland before, but now with Bagietka dropping down in accuracy, Lost Cool now once again topping the lobby, 99.6.
Yeah, just casually gaining accuracy as the BPM gains speed, alright. I have no words.
Last quarter here. And Kenzie managing to hold on to the combo despite the lowest accuracy in the lobby from Kenzie. The combo game has managed to keep Thailand well in the lead so far on a lot of maps, but that is going to be a miss there. That might be an opening, but actually no, the map's over.
Yeah, like,
never mind.
Everyone negotiating that speed section at the end, except for Kenzie, unfortunately dropping that final note. And what a way to gain your 6th point, your winning point for Thailand. Lost goal with a very clean FC right there.
Very close performance on that one, though. This one, though, Bagietka very nearly matching Lost Cool's score. You know, without those couple misses from Bagietka, you would have to imagine that this could potentially have been a Poland breakpoint. But at the end of the day, Thailand managing to pull off the 6-0 sweep, and they're going to manage to move on in the losers bracket. Unfortunately for Poland, they are eliminated from the tournament here. But a good performance from both teams, I think, throughout this tournament.
Indeed. And Thailand will be waiting for the winner of, I'd say, a pretty spicy matchup with Canada and Brazil, if I am not mistaken.
Oh, that is going to be a really exciting one there. And I think also Thailand versus the winner of that is also going to be an exciting matchup to see. I think we've got a lot of bangers lined up in this losers bracket right now. But before we move on with any of those losers bracket matches, I think the next match that we're going to have coming up in a little bit is going to be one of the winners bracket matches that we're seeing for the first time this weekend. It's going to be China versus Malaysia, seed number 2 versus seed number 3, which is going to be an extraordinarily close fight, I would have to imagine here. That's going to be in about, I think, 2 hours from now.
Just under 2 hours, I think.
Yeah, 1 hour 58 minutes. So yeah, 2 hours. 2 hours from now at 15:30 UTC. So make sure you come back for that one, because I think everyone's going to want to pay attention to that potential tiebreaker. I'm just calling that outright right now.
It really depends on the strategies. I mean, what? China versus Malaysia, like, both teams are very good at noodles, both teams are very good at rice. This might be one of the rare matches that we won't be seeing the rice versus noodle dynamic. And I hope it's going to be that way, actually.
Yeah, make sure you stay tuned for that one. But we are going to be taking a 2-hour break now. So make sure you come back after whatever you do in the next 2 hours to watch the next banger. And we'll be back then